with a story to tell. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. Rob her grave. Lost souls come out at night. Navigation gets burned inside. I dig deep in the grave. I dig deep for my soul to say, come on, dig up her bones. Dig 'em up, rob her grave. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. So let's go. Let's go down to the grave.
Like, what do you want to do?
Let's rob some fucking bones.
I mean, I got a shovel.
Come on now. We're lagging behind. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. Dig up her bones, rob her grave. Dig up her bones, rob her grave.
See the features of my rage begin to shoot the fiend without a face. My face. A fever rise. The brain goes numb inside. I feel blackout coming. Boil blister pops inside. My ears still bleed with razor sharp precision. Mouth to mouth, the sweetness dank dark. Bite of breath upon my chest. See the features of my rage begin to shoot the fiend without a face. My face. They blast all night. The dogs keep on their snickering. Just stay with me one moment, then I'll go away. My ears still bleed with razor sharp precision. I've been held before I plunge into life's darkness. See the features of my rage.
way. Oh, she's looking at me, and now she does see, oh, who her next victim will be. Oh, the devil's coming, run. The devil's coming, hide. The devil's coming, run, run. Oh, the devil's coming, run. The devil's coming, hide. The devil's coming, run, run. Breath smells a blood-tinged spell. She is straight fucking hell. She grabs on me and then she speaks. Come with me, you thief. I tremble in fear. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Where do I go now? Now that my head is underground. She's got a hold of my strings, the master of the puppet she sings. Where do I go now? Now that my head is underground. She is the master, she's pulling my strings. She is the master. She's pulling my strings. Just pulling away. The devil's coming, run. The devil's coming, hide. The devil's coming, run, run. Oh, the devil's coming, run. The devil's coming, hide. The devil's coming, run, run.
I've always held on to your eyes, as I believed somehow you'd always be next to me. And this empty room reaches out to take away the best of me. There is no silence to describe what I feel inside. So walk with me, talk with me. Imagine that there's nothing that can harm you in the world. Stay with me, look at me, wait before you go. If this life has done you wrong, hold on. If you're faithless and you don't believe in anything,
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Ooh. All right, let's turn this a little bit that way. We'll put this one a little up. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. You made it. It's Friday, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Today we will be interviewing Michael Graves. Michael Graves, ex-frontman of the Misfits, controversial, yada, yada, yada. You know, we, every fucking band in this lineup, every band, they've taken shit, whether it's some way or another, and, man, fucking A. You know, this guy, it's gonna be really interesting tonight, as I'm going to, whoa! It's going to get really interesting. That's all I got to say. All right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to call this animal up, and it's time. All the fucking tension and stress leading up to this magical moment with Michael Graves. Yeah! Woo! All right, Michael. Hopefully you're ready, buddy. And even if you're not, oh fucking well. This is the fucking EWL Indie Review Show. My name is Tim, and we're about to get into an interview with Michael Graves. Let's rock and roll, baby. All right. Oh, there he is. One sec, Michael. Let me just go ahead and fucking turn this up real quick here. All right, so desktop audio is going up. Are you turned up, Michael? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Oh, fucking A, yeah, I can hear you. All right, well, here we go. We're gonna do this here. Boom.
Do I need to turn my camera on or?
No, you're on, man. You're good. You're good.
Oh, cool.
There we go. I'm just bringing you up there, and then you're good. You probably can't see me just yet. I got you. And here we are. Yes. All right. We are in it. Alright. I can make these a little fucking smaller, too. So, Michael fucking Graves. How you doing, boss?
I'm good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Doing alright. I'm doing alright, man. It's been quite the weeks leading up to this, my friend. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Holy fucking ball sack. You know, goddamn. Fucking A. But... you know, we'll before we get into the fucking shiesty stuff, you know, how about we go with I don't want to even get into the Misfits. We all know you were a fucking misfit. We all know, you know, fucking Michael Graves is. And if you don't know, well, get out underneath your fucking rock and go listen to some tunage. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mike, what was the first song that you ever wrote on guitar? And I'm not talking with the Misfits, with a band. I'm talking a Michael Graves tune, you know, even before you were Michael Graves, man.
The first song that I ever remember writing was a song called Mostly Alone.
Alone?
It was my first go at trying to write a song. My mom had... I had this old... acoustic guitar. It was my uncle's, and I found it, and I got some strings on it and stuff, and I learned how to just like noodle around with it, but I never really put any sort of, you know, songs together. Along
Mike,
the way,
let me see your beautiful eyes, brother. Why are you looking down?
Along the
go.
way, oh man, it's been a day.
I know, my brother. Oh, it's been a fucking. I'll tell you what, man. Holy nips. But go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I just wanted to see your face.
Oh, right on. So my mom got, I wanted an electric guitar. I felt like I needed an electric guitar to really be able to step up to the next level. So there was this guy in town that made electric guitars, like in I forget what his name was, like, you know, Uncle Joe's Guitars or something like that. Some little Italian guy in New Jersey. And my mom got me this little red guitar. And long story short, along the way, I was inspired because, as the story goes, my mom and dad would take me and my brothers and sisters into New York City every year around Christmas time to see the decorations and see how New York City is Rockefeller Center and everything in New York City. I never saw homeless people. As we were going to one of the sites, I saw this homeless guy that was sleeping in a stairwell, and it blew my mind. Like, it blew my mind. So again, long story short, I went home, and because it moved me in such a profound way. It was like when Buddha saw the bird, and I'm not necessarily comparing myself to Buddha, but it's like when Buddha saw the bird come down and eat the worm. I was just overcome by something, man. Like, and it changed me. And so I sat down and I wrote this song called Mostly Alone. It was like G to C. It was like mostly alone, 'cause something there, mostly alone, bah, bah, bah. And it just kept on going back and forth, dude. That was my first song.
Fucking A, yeah, man. And that's a vibe. You know, I feel like a lot of times you musicians, especially underground musicians, when you first start out, a lot of it is going to be, I don't want to say traumatizing memories, but I'll say that it definitely, it's memories that touch a nerve. They definitely remind you of something that, you know, nobody else kind of has seen. You could explain the picture, but you could really explain the picture through a fucking song, you know. So, but
yeah, you know, communication, right? There's language. When you communicate with language, when you communicate with music, everything is resonance. A very interesting thing when we have conversations like this over digital, when you use technology in digital conversations, you lose 95% of the you know, emotional part that processes the language, as opposed to when you actually have a conversation with somebody. When you actually have a conversation with somebody, your bodies continue to resonate with one another. It's not just language, it's the language that you use, and it resonates. The air actually moves, and your bodies continue to move, and
right.
and you lose 95% of that in a digital space. And you know, and again, so music is resonance, and that's why it's such a powerful thing, because when they say that music moves us, it literally does. It moves us to be able to experience the things that we do when we listen and we experience.
Absolutely. I agree, man. I agree. The oh, here we go. Rock and roll. Chris Rice, thank you for dropping your first question. Hey, Mike. Yeah, he's asked, are you a Nazi?
No, I am not a Nazi.
You're not a Nazi. All right.
I am not a Nazi.
Okay. No, so, not a Nazi. And, you know, we'll jump right back into the music. Thank you for your question. All right. Any other fuckfaces would like to ask a wonderful question? Rock and roll, drop it hot. He's there, baby. Go ahead and ask. Anywho, Mike, when you, so the Misfits, do you still keep in contact with Jerry, Danzig, and all them? Doyle?
I communicate with Doyle. We laugh about things. One of the things that always was, you know, nice about my relationship with Doyle was we laughed so much, and we continue to do that. Jerry, you know, Jerry's like the, you know, checking in on you sort of guy, making sure everything's all right, making sure you're paying your taxes, making sure you're taking care of things that you're supposed to take care of. So, yeah, you know, I wish that there was more communication about us getting back together and playing and doing American Psycho Famous Monsters and maybe making more music together. But, you know, we'll see what the future holds.
And as far as the conservatism and all that, you know, all that shit goes, did that have anything to do with the break? The views are
with what?
Like
with
you're
Doyle
like
and,
just
and Jerry
your
and I?
just the whole band, man, because you were hot and heavy. You brought something fucking real and new to the band. You know, people, they fucking compare Graves and Danzig all day long, but at the end of the day, it's two totally different artists.
Sure.
I thought you elevated the you know, the Misfits to a totally different, you know, meaning, a totally different, you know, horror punk. The whole meaning of horror punk. I thought you elevated it, man. But what the fuck happened? I mean, everything just went poof. You know,
well, the band came apart. I left. I wasn't fired. I left. I went home at one point. What happened? There's a lot of things that happened. There's a lot of things that went wrong. And I think one of the important things I think that went wrong when you look back on it was that there was nobody there that was able to get all of us together and say, listen, this is what you guys do. It's important that you do it. You're a band. You have to stick together. We have to put these other things aside. Whatever's bleeding into the band part of things, we have to push that aside. We have to stay together as a band no matter what, and then work on the problems that were happening on the outside of things. There was none of that. So it was just total anarchy. And so there were different factions that broke up in the groups. That just, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I was young. When I was in the Misfits, I was just, a year out of high school.
Yeah, you're a kid.
And everybody knows how traumatic high school is. I was in this big crazy world. I'm a lead singer, and so indeed I'm very, very emotional. There was a lot of things happening where I was making decisions based on emotions, and there was nobody in my life at that time that was looking out for Michael 5 years, 10 years down the road, going, all right, listen, man, we have to preserve you and get you relationships with these people in the record companies and the management. Nobody cared about me. You know what I'm saying? It was always, my world was, listen, if you're not happy for whatever reasons, there's a lot of people that would love to fill your shoes. And that made me feel like, well, I'm not fucking special then. Like, why, you're treating me just like average Joe, and I know I'm not average Joe, so why are you being an asshole? Why doesn't anybody care? And I don't know the answer to that completely, but so, everybody needs a coach. Great teams never make it to a championship without a great coach. But we didn't have a great coach.
First, I understand. but I mean, you guys handled your shit. You threw it out there, and it was great.
Yeah, we were a good band.
But my honest opinion, Mike, with this Proud Boys and all this shit, I did some digging, brother. I really enjoyed our meeting the other night, man. But I did a lot of digging, and I didn't just go to a left wing, news network. I really dug. DOJ, things like that, and even updated documents, and I don't know, man. I feel like your political views, most definitely, because they saw you as a problem. They saw you as the problem kid. And again, you didn't have a coach, like you said. You didn't have anybody there to fucking say, hey, man, how about you don't do that? But now, Mike, you're on Twitter, brother. And you're getting canceled all over the place. So I guess really, where I'm at with it, what's a Proud Boy? What is that? Because Canada, they classified it as a terrorist group. And you look through 50 pages of hate. And underneath all those 50 pages, there's maybe one positive thing. But it's still muddy. That positive thing is always kind of muddy. Who threw the bottle? Who yelled Nazi? Who yelled, a racial slur? Who did this? Who did that? So tell me what the fuck is a Proud Boy, man? Because it looks like to me it's just straight up violence. But what is it for what is it to you? Because you got the affiliation.
Well, it's certainly not straight. It's certainly not straight up violence. Proud Boys was started in 2016 by Gavin McGinnis. It was a male fraternity. It was a drinking fraternity. Guys that would meet at a bar and hang out, drink beer, and and talk to one another. And then it blew up into something much larger. And obviously, this is the fast version.
You don't have to speak. You don't have to go quick, man. Some of our listeners are slow, including my brain cells. Go, you're good, Mike. You know, explain it in your own words because, you know, everyone watched your interviews, brother. They watched all of them. They know what you said, you know, as far as your response with this. But, you know, what is it to, you know, to you specifically?
Yeah, you know, and the Proud Boys, that's still what they are. That's still what they do. It's, you know, to me, you know, when you say Proud Boys, immediately I think of Enrique Tarrio. I think of Joe Biggs. I think of these
because they're national figures that were a pain in the ass, and they did horrendous things that were documented, clear, you know. And again, was it twisted?
I don't know what horrendous things Joe Biggs or Enrique Tarrio did. Specifically, I don't think that they did anything.
Oh,
terrible.
You don't think they did anything bad at all?
No.
So, you know, burning the banners and stuff, you know, and things like that. Charlottesville, you know, hell, brother. You know, I got and you correct me. You correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, okay? But and because you know you
just said three things. So
yeah.
So burning the banner.
Yep.
What is that? Burning the banner.
So
what horrendous thing is that?
I don't know, man.
Who did that?
Well, it kind of led to the church taking the fucking, you know, the Proud Boy name. You know, Proud Boy International LLC.
What church?
Fucking A, man. You're testing me. So here we go.
Well, you're classifying this as a horrendous thing, so I don't.
How? But all right. So if it's not horrendous, let's let's jump away from that one then. Let's say that's just the right.
You know that people got stabbed that night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But people get stabbed every day. You know,
banners get burned every day.
100%. But is it by an individual that's leading a massive group of people? And is it for a hateful
It wasn't
cause?
A massive group of people. I don't. So what are we trying to do? Are we trying to establish that Enrique Tarrio and Joe Biggs are horrendous people?
No, I'm trying to figure out why you're defending them in a way that is destroying your musical career and your image.
Because they're my friends, and I know what they did and what they didn't do. And I'd rather have my whatever destroyed and keep my integrity because these guys are my friends. I know them.
Yeah.
And they're not horrendous people. Joe Biggs has, you know, he's a decorated soldier. He's got 2 Purple Hearts. He's a good man that didn't do anything wrong. I know these people. I can call them on the phone. And just because somebody does a Google search and gets one part of the story about some Black Lives Matter banner being burned and then churches suing, and that doesn't make anybody horrendous. Because if you want to play the tit for tat game of, you know, well, somebody did this and then you can point to Antifa and BLM all day long, much more so than anything that the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers or any of these people that are supposedly on the right have done.
So then
it's just not a factual thing.
Okay.
And so to put the Proud Boys on trial here is just
this isn't on trial. This is, like you said, you know, this is something you can find on Google. I'm getting the facts, brother. You know, if they're your friends, you know how they are. I'm not friends with them. You know, I've seen people painted horrendous ways, and I meet them, and they're not like that at all. So I'm just trying to get the facts here. This is the shit that I've been eating for the past fucking ever since I put your name on the poster, man. So I'm trying to understand what I'm defending. You know, because again, we can classify
Enrique Tarrio's phone number, and we can talk to Joe Biggs as well, and we can ask them specifically and get their stories about those things.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
if you know, I'm, you know.
But they're not, you know. I know that I know, man. I'm stopping you. It's all right, man. Don't fucking think about anybody listening. It's just me and you, man. This is what we're doing.
Well, I
I'm
know that
throwing
there's
it out
other
there.
people listening.
No one's
and
fucking listening, dude. I'm fucking nobody. There's maybe 10
this is
people
an
listening.
on record sort of thing. So
Yeah, but I mean, it's
I've-
all fucking on record, man. Look at your Twitter's all on record, man. You know, they're already painting these awful pictures of you, Mike, and I'll tell you why. Because you're leaving everything open to interpretation. That's why. When you make a post, you know, and you you're defending yourself, right? In a lot of these posts, you are. But when you word it a certain way, you leave it open to
I
interpretation.
don't know what post you're talking about.
Well, we can do the fun. Everyone asks me that tweet. You know, you're throwing up that, you know, the symbol, the hand sign. I'm a proud Western chauvinist. You know, that tweet, you know, that's been thrown in my face, you know, tons of times. So where does that come from? You know, because there's steps to getting into the Proud Boys. You know, and that's one of the steps. I'm just saying, man.
What, making an okay symbol?
No, that's a white that is a symbol. One of the symbols that is classified as a white power symbol.
And before it was classified as a white power symbol, it was an online troll that then became it got absorbed into the whole white supremacist psyop that then everybody adopted. And that was, so I'll tell you the story of that picture. So before any of the okay stuff you know, blew up, that picture was taken in Europe. I forget where, but it was about 2 songs in, and the picture was taken by Arturo Santaella, great photographer. And so it was like 2 or 3 songs into the beginning of the set, and like the front of this, it's like my monitors are just like, it's like, oh, I'm freaking out. So I make contact with Scooter, who's my front of house guy, and I'm just like, ah. And so he starts doing the thing and making different moves. I'm like, all right, yeah, bring it, bring it back down.
Right.
And we're working this out like live on stage. And at one point he, you know, it gets to like, is it good? And I say, it's perfect. And Arturo goes, click, and takes a picture right when I'm doing that. It's a great picture. All right. So again, there's no controversy other than, wow, that's a cool picture, dude. So then all this, like, you know, the okay thing started. And it was like a Q thing. And like I said, it started as an online troll. And then it got absorbed into it. So I had posted it again, like for a second time. The first time I posted it was just like, because it was a cool shot. And it was like, Scooter got it perfect. And nobody thought anything of it. And then I posted it again, like, because I knew that it would trigger people. And then the third time I posted it was, you know, the ultimate trigger to people. With the, you know, proud Western chauvinist you know, thing that everybody sees, right? That you were just talking about. Everybody sees that, and like, you know, Google or whatever takes you to that. You know, because it was a big thing. People freaked out. But at that point, you know, I knew guys that were Proud Boys. I knew Joe. I knew people that were doing a thing. I'm not like a club guy, right? I don't drink. You know, I hang out in bars because I play in clubs and venues and shit. It's not like when I'm home, like I want to go to a bar and hang out. I don't want to do that. A lot of these clubs, you know, they do other stuff. They do like barbecues and they hang out and they do hikes and it's like the fucking it's like the Boy Scouts, you know? It's not like some sort of fight club where they're like sharpening their swords and getting ready to be malicious and take over America. That's the manipulative witch side of what the media's done. But so anyway, so I posted that, and you know, everybody freaked out. I'm not sure if that's what got my Instagram taken down. I'm not sure. But soon after that, the Instagram was taken down. So that, like, everybody was losing their minds, dude. Everybody was going crazy. Now, this was after a lot of other stuff as well. Like, this wasn't an isolated incident. You know, again, to really start the story and for people that really want to do the deep dive, you know, you have to go all the way back to 2004. I'm not going to go all the way back to 2004. People can ask me specific questions and perhaps I can fill in the blank, but you go all the way back to 2004, and that's how I've gotten in this quote unquote position. That's why I'm so politically.
So are you racist then?
There. Like, I didn't.
Like, are you racist?
I'm.
Go ahead, man. It's all good. You know what? The thing about America, Mike, you were a Marine. You know, I was in the Army. The thing about America is we did certain things to protect those freedoms that the Proud Boys, they preach, that they know that they do. Yeah. And one of those is freedom of speech, man.
I'm certainly not racist.
Okay, so you're not racist. You're not racist. No, okay. So one of these, so I'm going to ask this question from the chat. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
This thing is, you know, people are asking questions.
Good. Let's get some questions.
So this is another question. If you troll white power symbolism long enough, you own the white power symbolism and are promoting white power. Okay, you said white power like 17 times. I think what he's trying to say is that symbol. Okay, you said it was. You were saying okay to the camera. That makes sense. That's logical. But then you put it up there with the proud Western chauvinists when you know what the Proud Boys were, you know how they're viewed. You know how they're viewed. You know, but, you know, that's just how the public
it's not
paints
a
them.
White power symbol. That's the thing. That's the thing.
It's the correlation,
it's a white power
between...
symbol because why? Because your government told you? Who's telling you that it's a white power symbol? Like, where are the Nazis doing that? I don't understand where are all the white supremacists doing that?
Dude, the media will twist things up and down like a goddamn roller coaster. They will. So that's why I'm getting you on here, man. That's why it's all gravy, baby. It's all good. It's all good. You know, and jumping back in, you know, are you a Proud Boy? Like, do you classify yourself as a Proud Boy? Are you an active member of the Proud Boys?
I classify myself as a Proud Boy. An active member. I don't know what that means.
Active member. Do you go to the barbecues? Do you play shows for them? Do you go to rallies? Do you go? You know, so they pull security for a lot of right-winged events. You know, do you go help with that? Are you active in that community? You know, besides
other than taking all this heat for them and constantly, you know, having to defend the organization, you know, as I see it and I know it, which is, you know, I don't, you know, when people ask me that question, like, are you a Proud Boy? And again, like, I think of the guys that I know, especially, again, Enrique and Joe.
Well, yeah, those guys, I get it. They're your friends,
Rufio,
and they're veterans
and all of the other people, and all the other people who have had their lives turned inside out and upside down, like real world consequences, in ways that people obviously don't get and that they don't understand. And it's a really sad thing, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And it's because of this this mass formation that's happening. It's this Salem, Massachusetts thing. It's this, you know, it's the everybody drink the Kool-Aid type of mind virus that, you know, somebody sees me doing an okay symbol and they're all of a sudden, well, it's connected to white supremacy and, you know, and then you start to stitch it all together and you're looking into the media and it, you know, there's this confirmation bias that, you know, and it's, I get it. It's bad. I get it. It's bad. But so again, it doesn't matter if I am or I'm not. I know what the truth is. I know what the truth is about who I am. And I know when I talk about people, when I say these people's names and I represent them, I know them to be good people. And so therefore I do that because I know that they have integrity as I have integrity.
I respect that. And it's an interesting thing, integrity, because that is definitely a military value. But
well, sure.
Let's say leadership, Mike. I got fucking 30 plus indie bands on this, underground bands that have taken the most horrendous heat for, they had nothing to do with booking you. It was all me, man, because I'm a huge fan. I love your work.
Yeah.
So I was like, fucking hey, let's get him. But, at the end of the day, they're getting shit on, brother. And where is the line? For your friends, I haven't seen, Joe come to your defense for, on Facebook. He's got a Facebook. Enrique Terrio, does he have I don't know if he has a Facebook. But, and if they don't, I still haven't seen them come to your defense publicly saying that you're, one, not a Nazi, and two, you're not misogynistic. They're nowhere to be found. But I know where I can find them, all over your fucking Twitter. But nothing about Graves. And that's what.
Well, even if they did do that, and they certainly would do that, I don't know in what them weighing in one way or another would do. I've actually had a conversation with Enrique, about all of this. They don't necessarily need to come to my defense because there's nothing to defend.
You're not an incredible musician. You don't have a. You're fit. You're rounding 50. And you still have the fucking voice, Mike. But you're running out of time. And when you, it's either do you want to just play shows for Proud Boys or do you want to play shows for your fans that still actually really fucking care about you. And
I want to play
your views
for everybody. I want to play shows for everybody.
Absolutely, but to get to that point,
but I don't know what. So what does that mean? If you don't want to, or any promoter doesn't want to book me, nobody has to book me.
Oh no,
that's fine. I'm not the one that's canceling these things. And if there's bands that are dropping off, and I'm creating such a problem, then again,
The big problem that I had, Mike.
You can just,
You're acting like I just said I'd canceling you. All right,
no,
you gotta.
take the. I'm not. You're.
Take the.
What you're saying is that all of
pill.
these bands and all these people are taking heat, that I'm running out of time, and I don't know what should I be doing different? Like, what would I be doing? What can I do that's different that would change this entire scenario? Throw my friends under the bus?
Fuck no.
Say sorry to everybody?
Absolutely not. You do not apologize for anything.
Of course not.
That you believe in.
Of course not, because I didn't do anything wrong. So.
Exactly. And if you didn't do anything wrong, there's no reason to get defensive about this conversation. If those guys they're amazing individuals and there's nothing wrong with them, there's no reason to get defensive. So, these venues canceling you, did they cancel you because I guarantee it was the cancel culture because they're just getting so much heat from it.
Sure, all the statements are up there that they made.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible.
So it's clear why they canceled me.
But the big problem that the only problem, Mike, honestly, I have, is all these bands, right? They're taking the heat, and they're nobodies, right? You don't know them. But they're also these bands I've been working with for a long time.
Yeah.
And it sucks to see my friends, turn the other direction. And I was defending you, man. Because,
I appreciate that.
Of course, dude. But the thing is I can't defend, if violence is attached to something, right? And you say they're not violent, okay. All right? I'm having an open mind here. I really am. Because, again, the media twists things up, down, sideways. So, But the violence is attached to them nonetheless. unfortunately. You got January 6th, all that shit. It's all attached to them. But,
Okay.
again, did they cancel you for your buddies? Because the reason why I still have this inclination in my heart, Mike, is because I haven't seen you go out into a protest with them and deliberately do things or get caught doing violence or anything like that. You know, you haven't done, you've done punk shit in your past. That's it. You know, and I'm so fucking confused, man, because it's like I'm putting you on a stage, brother, in front of as many people as I possibly can, which is well over the number at these bars that, you know, they're exceeding number, you know, and they're canceling you and I'm not, but I haven't seen you post once to promote the festival on your Twitter. I had to spam the motherfucking cum load out of your Twitter on the comment section with just this interview. And why didn't you share anything, man? Because to me, that feels like it's like a slap right on my ass. You know, it's like, all right, thank you, come again, bye. You know, that's what it feels. You know, that's what it feels like. Because I'm the one drawing all the posters, I'm promoting the shit out of it, and people are canceling the fuck out of you, and I'm doing my best to defend you, man. So yeah.
The festival is when?
You don't know when the festival is?
Festival's in October, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
The 10th and the 11th.
Okay, so we're like 6 months out.
Yep.
So you're getting on me during this interview about not promote. You're asking me why I'm not promoting, using my Twitter and promoting.
I'm just asking questions that I'm keeping an open conversation because this is just what I'm
all right,
dealing
that's an
with.
open conversation, but it's obviously you're poking at me for not promoting on my Twitter.
I'm not poking, I'm asking. It's just a valid question. I mean, you have time to post
Because
other
we're
things.
7 months. Because we're 7
But
months
this is
out.
funded by the underground, man. We have no big things involved. These are funded by all these artists. You know that $20 here, $20 there. So to get you on that stage, man, it took a lot on our end, and we're still promoting it.
Listen.
I'm listening.
If I'm such a problem, then take me off the festival. If I'm not promoting in the way that makes you feel comfortable, then take me off. If all of these bands are getting heat, what people are saying, why are you supporting white supremacists, or what kind of heat are they getting?
Not all of them.
Like, if
Not
I'm
all
such a
of them.
problem, then I don't have to play your festival. Like, if I'm creating all of this stress for you that you don't understand and you're trying to, then why are you getting involved with me? Why would you create all of this? Like, if I'm such a problem, if, you didn't say, listen, 7 months out, we got to start promoting. We're going to have to, like, I understand how things are created. I understand how I get it. I know what the underground is. I don't understand. I don't get your angle.
My angle is that I've been busting my fucking ass on my end. And you're supposed to be.
Are we comparing?
No,
you're
the standard. You're the standard. No, hang on.
You?
No, you're the standard. You're the guy.
What does that mean?
You're the guy that everyone looks up to. You're the guy in the music community. You're the fucking guy.
Well, apparently not.
And why do you think that is?
Because I guess I'm not promoting my Twitter correctly. I don't know.
I touched a nerve by talking about promotion, bro. But punk to punk, why do you think that is, man? And don't sugarcoat it. Just fucking flat out say it, man.
Say what?
What? I mean, these people are canceling you nonstop, man. I just want to know why.
The statements are there because they put my name up on the marquee, or they put it up on Facebook. They announce it, and the trope of goblin demons start organizing and calling them up and harassing them on their Facebooks, and the promoters get all itchy in their pants and they freak out.
And I didn't, man. I'm hanging in there, and I'm still hanging in there. And even after you told me to cancel you because of promotion,
you did. I think that
I'm
that's
still-
great. There's
and
a
I'm
lot of
still
other
hanging in
promoters
there.
that are sticking
I'm
with
not
me too.
one of these. I'm not one of these. You know,
'Cause
these
there's-
little miscreants. You know, on the side that are feeding you hate, Mike. All I'm trying to do is understand, and I'm throwing these questions at you because they were all thrown at me, man. Artists have asked me. You know, and it's not. I'm not trying to disrespect you in any way. I am just trying to understand and keep an open mind because I've read so much shit.
You're not asking me
Because
questions.
you're-
I mean, I guess you're asking me questions,
Yeah.
but you're saying that you're trying to get to the facts, but like back to like the Black Lives Matter and the banner thing. You're saying that you're trying to get to the facts, but I don't have all the facts about that,
What do you
necessarily
think the
either.
Proud
So like,
Boys would do?
how am I supposed to, and why would I have to defend something,
That you
like
weren't even
that?
involved in. You weren't even involved in it.
That's
But-
right. I
but
wasn't. I wasn't.
But you're defending people that, you know, were there. You know, and it was insane, Mike. I read this statistic on January 6th, how many Proud Boys were there. You know what the statistic is? Less than 1% of that entire fucking chaos was Proud Boys.
Of course.
So, exactly. Everything is so fucking muddy,
course.
dude. It's so muddy. So that's what I'm saying.
Right,
I
so
I
we're
really
stuck
want to
in this-
understand. You
We're
know,
stuck in this information storm. We're so far into this. That's one of the problems, is that we're so far into this. Even my story, that it's now complex to try to understand it all. It's a
and by the way, this
it's
is
a
hearsay
difficult
because
thing to do.
Trump pardoned them. This is hearsay. You know, as far as them being criminals or even attached to that. Again, these are just questions that were asked to me. But
Well, their
that shit is
sentences
hearsay.
have been commuted.
Because they're pardoned.
Like Joe's sentence has been commuted, so it's not
Yeah.
like he's fighting, for example, to get his benefits back, his veterans' benefits back. And,
a lot of
and-
fucking
and
vets are. Yeah, that's a nightmare.
he's trying to get himself restored, and he should. But that's a different
Right.
whole different thing.
And I know you stand strongly for what you believe in, but what is as far as like the beliefs for like a Proud Boy, just the normal beliefs. Like give me like just 3 of the big ones that like are what you guys follow.
It's no different than anybody else, man. You just have to be a man. That's it. You just
just
got to
a
be
dude.
a man.
All
It's a
right.
men's club. That's
So
it.
there's no getting like jumped. There's no doing fucking other than like the simple like college hazing. But
Yeah,
I mean
other than the
like
stupid
jumped.
college hazing.
Yeah.
Because when I guess I don't even know if they still do it, anymore. But again, Gavin McInnes, it was not that it was a joke, but when he tells the story, it's literally like
Aladdin, the song at the tune of Aladdin. That's
punch
what
him
yeah.
until he can name 5 breakfast cereals, and then the guys were like, "All right, great idea, let's do that."
And like, dude, and it sucks because as part of big groups, there's always those negative subgroups that will branch off of it. And I read through, that as far as what you guys have done, let's say positively. Can you give me? We won't even say the beliefs that you guys believe in, because the man part, yeah, we know that. But I don't really see you guys, saying you're sexist. Like, you have a wife, you have 2 beautiful girls. Like, I don't. You're not sexist. I know
not.
that. Yeah. So, but the misogynistic undertones are a little bit there, because the Western, that's old school. Wife stays at home, cooks, cleans, and the husband, he brings the money to the table and provides for the family. It's old school. But again, it gets interpreted in 20 million different fucking ways. So, but let's say, yeah, give me 3 positives.
Yeah, that's not hateful against women, though. I mean, that's not
No.
misogynistic.
No, that's just old
To
school
want
values.
your wife
That's
to
what
do
I'm saying.
something like that. Like my wife works, and I live on a small farm, so my wife, the way that she works around these farms, and the children are homeschooled, so she's their teacher. She's like a hobbit, and some women are want to go and be loyal. Like my sister, for example. My sister is not like she's not doing the stuff outside that, for example, like my wife's doing. So misogynistic is somebody who has a hatred, a dislike towards
And
women.
that's
Like,
the term.
they hate women.
Yeah, dude, that's a term thrown around like it's just
Yeah,
nothing.
that's
and
a
it's
terrible
gross.
thing. That's
It's
a terrible
same
thing.
thing with
And
the
like you
Nazi
said,
term. Gross.
I have daughters. I have a
Yeah.
I have a 15-year-old daughter and I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I can't imagine like I boil inside if somebody were to.
And
think
what
of
do
them
they
that way
think
or
about
treat
it?
them
What is, like
that.
I don't mean to bring them in if it's you don't have to say anything, but what do
What's
they think
that?
about like just like your beliefs conflicting with your music career?
I've always been very, very open with my children. They've been with me every step of the way. I explain
awesome.
everything that's happening. They see it from up close and afar, and so they understand. And there's a lot of teachable moments through all of this, and I capitalize on as many as I possibly can to shape them and make them better suited adults when they go up. As they. God, they grow up so fast. And go.
I thought
go
they
out
were
into
little,
the-
dude. I thought they were like little. I thought they were
It seems like
tiny,
at
like
the
4 or
beginning
5
of the
years
week
old.
They were. It goes by
Dude,
fast.
oh yeah. I me and my wife are doing. We're trying to get God. God just hasn't blessed us yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there. You know what? I definitely want a little one. I want to have a family for sure. That's just the dream,
you do.
man. It's the dream. Being a dad, but being a dad, man, that's some scary shit. That is scary. And when you became a dad, when you're, because did you have is it just the 2 girls, or do you have?
I have a 7-year-old son.
Okay, so we'll just say your first kiddo that you had. What was the feeling when you held her for the first time?
Wow. That's it. It's like, wow. It's hard to sort of put into words because it's such a cosmic thing, because here you are, it's one thing to see your child in utero, they give you those pictures and like you see the baby.
Yeah,
and
the
it's like,
ultrasound and
right?
all that.
And
Yeah.
and they have like really cool 3D stuff now too that you can see, but when you got your baby, right, and you're looking at him or her, and you just make that connection, like, holy shit, like this is part me and part Lynn